My mother died one morning, but by that evening, she was on the phone yelling at her mechanic, and he had proof. The night before my mom passed away, everything broke at once. She had just discovered that someone claiming the land her clinic was on was his and had demolished it without informing her. She called the man who sold it to her years ago, and he said there was nothing he could do about it. The family head had taken over that piece of land. There was shouting as Mom asked him over and over again about why he never told her this and waited until her clinic was demolished. Without a word, he ended the call. My mom collapsed from the shock, and we wasted time getting a car to take her to the hospital because her car was at the mechanic shop for repairs. We successfully took her to the hospital, but by morning, she was gone, just like that. After she passed away, my older sister handed me Mom's phone. She said, "I have to handle the hospital and mortuary. Just answer any call that come in." The calls came non-stop. From relatives, friends, church members, her staff, and everyone else who had heard what happened. I was finding it tough explaining it to them as they will not believe me and still expect me to go over details with them. I was also supposed to be studying for an exam, but I couldn't focus. I didn't know how I was going to study. Every time the phone rang, it felt like the news was happening all over again. Eventually, overwhelmed, I put the phone on silent and slipped it into my bag. I told myself I will deal with the calls later. That evening, my sister came home after 9 p.m. She looked exhausted, drained, like the day had taken pieces out of her. She dropped her bag and sighed. I was seated by my book, still closed after 2 hours, unable to study, unable to concentrate. "I wish Mom's car was here," she said quietly. "It would make moving around so much easier." And right then, the curtains lifted sharply, a sudden whoosh. The windows were closed, so there was no way this could have been possible. We both looked at each other, but neither of us said anything. We were just too tired to think. I picked up my books and went to my room, wondering if my mom was finally at rest. Around 11 p.m., my bedroom door flew open. My sister stood there, her face pale, eyes wide. "The mechanic just called me," she said. "What about?" "He said Mom called him." I felt something sink inside me. "What do you mean she called him?" "He said she was shouting, telling him to finish the car and bring it first thing in the morning." My heart started pounding. "The mechanic had apologized to her," she said. "He told Mom that the part still needed to be bought and that it will take time because he hadn't gotten it in all the regular shops he knew and that it would cost more if it was rushed. And my mom told him exactly where to buy it and also told him she would pay and sent him the money, telling him to hurry and not waste time." So he decided to call my sister afterward and ask her to tell Mom to calm down. He didn't know she had died that morning. I didn't believe what my sister was saying. I couldn't. So I asked her, "Did you tell him Mom has passed away?" She shook her head. "I was too shocked," she said. I tried calling him back, but there was no answer. That night, my sister slept in my room. We didn't really sleep. At 5 a.m., I got up to study, being careful not to wake her up since she had finally slept. On impulse, I picked my mom's phone and glanced through some of the pictures in the gallery, trying to hold back tears. Then Mom's phone rang. It was the mechanic. I answered and he asked who it was. "I'm her son," I said carefully. "My mom passed away yesterday morning, so her phone is with me." There was a pause. Then he said, "That's not possible." He sounded confused, almost offended. "I spoke to her yesterday in the evening," he insisted. "She sounded very angry and was shouting into my ear. How can you tell me she died in the morning?" I confirmed his location and told him I'll be going there right away. I got dressed and went straight to his shop. It wasn't even 6 a.m. and he hadn't opened fully yet. I had tried to process everything that happened and felt that this could be a cruel, sick joke to delay repairing the car. There is no way a ghost would call him. My mom, that's a lie. I went on the offensive the minute I saw him and accused him of joking. How could he be this insensitive? Didn't he know my sister was grieving? How could he tell her my mom called him? He didn't argue. He simply showed me his call log. And there it was, my mom's number. The time, 10:48 p.m. Duration, 3 minutes 25 seconds. He said he had recorded the call like he sometimes does with customers. He played it. I could only hear his side, but he was responding to someone, pausing, explaining, apologizing for the car delaying, and he mentioned my mom's name, even laughing nervously once. It sounded like a real conversation. He wasn't acting, he was mentioning my mom's name. Now, he looked at me. She really wanted that car to be repaired as soon as possible, he said quietly. I couldn't utter a word. Anything that I could have said had now vanished under the weight of what he had just exposed to me. I went home with my heart racing. I pulled Mom's phone out of my bag. It was still on silent, still exactly where I left it. I opened the call log and there it was at 10:48 p.m. while the phone was still in my bag. It had made an outward call to the mechanic and the call time was exactly 3 minutes and 25 seconds. The phone fell from my hand onto the bed. Wait a minute. Mom called him? Mom really used her phone to call him? How? How could this be possible? And that's when it hit me. Earlier that evening, my sister had said, I wish Mom's car was here. Maybe even after everything, she was still trying to make things easier for us, still trying to solve problems, still trying to be Mom.